welcome in, folks, to Chamber Chat, the Elgin Chamber Chat here. We are here live in Studio 14, broadcasting live, serving you, the area. This is WRMN's fourth Tuesday of every month from now until 10 a.m. This is Chamber Chat, the radio show hosted by the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Carol Gieske. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Matt, thank you for having us this morning.
Of course.
How are you? That was a fun program this morning.
Yes, it was. Talking about old music that, from childhood that you remember.
Yeah, evokes memories, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Good ones as well as not so good ones. It happens. Well, we really appreciate the opportunity to be here at WRMN, and thank you so much for hosting us. We've got a couple of guests today. We like to talk locally about what's happening in the community and the businesses in the greater Elgin area, Elgin and South Elgin. So today it's my pleasure to introduce to you James Hampton, who is general manager with Opiquad. I always do that wrong. Opiquad, which is formerly Fox Valley Internet. So I think, James, most of us are going to know you through Fox Valley Internet, but thanks for being here this morning. And also a familiar face, familiar name, Denise Raleigh with the Gale Borden Public Library. Denise is here today. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is going to be a great day, right?
Oh, it is going to be a great day. We've got a special event this evening, so we're going to talk about that, celebrating some folks and some organizations in the community. So Denise has been integral to that happening, and we appreciate her leadership. She's the Director of Development at the Gale Borden Public Library, and is doing wonderful things. You had a few people together last weekend kind of walking and running. Is that right? Or what?
We had the El Trote 5K race that was unbelievably successful. Thanks to so many people. 982 people registered for that race in its second year. So it was how cool is that? We have a great partnership with the City of Elgin. This year they're a co-sponsorship. But what a great day it was with the dancers, the musicians, the cheerers. We went, again, can I go ahead and thank a few people?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So thanks, first of all, for you people who signed up and ran and walked. What a good vibe. And I've had so many people, even people from the library, come up and say, I had such a good time. We had so many people that we knew from the area, but then we had a lot of people from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So their first chance to meet folks and see Elgin came with this race. So again, the U46 buses that ran to make sure that our parking lot situation was well handled.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. Elgin Police, thank you so much. We had great sponsors, consumers, Right at School, Wintrust, and many more. GaleBorden.info/.
There you go.
But it was a great day. Alyssa Laura is always a great MC for us. She's our library trustee as well.
Lisa is just really wonderful in the community. But the weather held out. So the evening before, it looked pretty ominous for a walk and a run at 9 o'clock in the morning.
At 9 o'clock.
And it sounded like
we showed up at 5:30.
I know. I heard setup was at 5:30. So
and it was just like, we can't do it when it's lightning. But we worked in the rain. We did not work in the lightning. But kudos to everyone who came. And we had 80 volunteers that came out and helped with a myriad of jobs that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it was wonderful.
That
Everything
is great.
that could go right did.
That's great. And why did you do it? Why did this race start, and why a partnership with School District U46?
It really is an idea, and I'm going to make Ed Herdrick, who works for us, also runs the Carrera race in Pilsen. So he came up with this idea. He goes, we serve a largely Hispanic population. We're far enough away from Chicago. Doesn't it make sense for a fundraiser for our foundation? And we said, that does sound like fun. It sounds like it would be a great idea. And then our board president, Jean Bednar, also is the coordinator of the U46 Foundation. So talked to her, and she said, yeah, that does sound like it. So both of the foundations go together. And again, we have very similar missions to who ends up benefiting from the funds that we raise.
Mm-hmm.
And we serve kids, we serve families, we serve this community. And so the funds go to a great place, but we have a great time while we're doing it. We have so many partners. So
Lots of fun.
You're a partner on this. We thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
It's your second year of sponsoring it.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, it really is a great idea, and to bring people into our community, perhaps who haven't been here before, is always such an a great opportunity. And what kind of feedback do you get from those folks who've come to Elgin for the first time? Do you hear some of that anecdotal information coming your
Well,
way?
again, we mainly survey on the race.
Okay,
And so I do think in years to come, as this grows, we will have more opportunity to spread this to restaurants, etc.
good,
We had a few other challenges going this year, but increased in registrants, even amid
lovely.
some different kind of challenges that we're experiencing here. So we were really pleased with how it worked out with our partners, with our partnership with the city of Elgin. It was just unbelievably positive.
Oh, that's great. And there's so many things, Matt, you've been involved. I mean, here we're sitting looking across the street and right outside of your own window with Nightmare in Chicago Street.
Hmm.
Your involvement in that and,
Yeah.
and what happened on Saturday and how many thousands of people came into our community.
Oh my goodness. And I had to say, I give a shout out to the city of Elgin. I thought that, they always do such a great job making sure that the crowd flow is easy. I really noticed it this time that there was plenty of space to walk and didn't feel super overcrowded and everything was placed. I thought it's always phenomenal, but especially this year was something I paid more attention to was, how things were laid out and where people could walk and things like that. And I thought that they did a really great job.
Good. And I
Hmm.
talked to a couple of vendors yesterday, Sammy's Mexican Grill, and they were thrilled. They had a booth down here selling some food and some churros, and they were thrilled with the response from the crowd. And of course, there wasn't any activity that was inappropriate. It was just a lovely evening. And thanks to the city of Elgin and the teams that are involved in any of that, it's a Herculean event to bring something like this together. And while they're still pulling some of the things down from the event on Saturday. Kudos to these folks who were involved in special events and supplementing our own residents in this area with people who are traveling to Elgin to see what's happening here. So it's
Yeah,
always a great time.
the lead up,
Hmm.
working with the city of Elgin, making sure that we have the right apparatuses on, the right amount of medical support in the case that would come up, the right amount of stanchions, everything. You know, they actually have I thought this was really cute. Like they have what they call it. They have a mathematics for how much trash cans you need.
Per person. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, to have that kind of expertise sitting we had this meeting with many people from the city of Elgin who were very experts in their area, including the health department, and then our team that was
Hmm.
working on this event, listening and interacting is really helpful in setting these up. So it's a really nice model that they have for carrying this out in the safest and most positive way possible. So we were real pleased.
And it's wonderful. There have been a number of races over the years. Of course, the Fox Valley Foxtrot has been going on for decades in our community around Memorial Day, and so there's experience that the city staff has, and you just can't say enough about the city staff. Sometimes we hear some negative things, but my goodness, there are such dedicated people that are part of the professional staff and support staff within the city of Elgin. I think we're very fortunate that we have that kind of outreach available coming from the department, all of the departments of the city, and thanks to the mayor and city council, Rick Kozel and his team for helping with all of that. So lots of things happening in Elgin. We're coming into the middle of the last quarter of the year. We're approaching November already, and people getting ready for holidays and lots of seasonal excitement coming up. But there's every day there's things happening in our community with businesses between Elgin and South Elgin, about 5,000 different businesses, and Opiquad is one of those. James Hampton, thanks for coming in today. You're a small business owner here in the community, involved in the community. Tell us a little bit about what was Fox Valley Internet that many of us know because that was around for decades as well, right?
Yeah, thanks, Carol. So first, I'd like to, take a quick pause, of course, and thank Carol for everything she does, everything the Elgin Chamber does, everything the public library does, everything echoed here in what Matt does. I saw Matt actually out in Hampshire at a home expo event, and he came up and gave me a little airtime and helped me promote my business. So, these are the kind of champions locally that really make a difference in our community, and I can't stress that enough. And if anybody out there is on the fence of joining the Elgin Chamber, well, I'll go ahead and do Carol's plug for her. You are going to get your money's worth, and you are going to get visibility, and Carol just does a great job at ushering that up. I'll go ahead and say I was kind of nervous to be here today, and Carol has given me all the confidence I need to move forward. So thank you again, and thank you for all the public services the library helps us with. So yeah, so Fox Valley Internet, right? Been around for 30 years.
30 years.
Wow.
My goodness.
So a lot of people have known us. Some people have left us. Some people have even came back to us, and those are the best instances, I always say. So a little bit about us. How do we provide internet? Well, when you look around at a lot of water towers, or maybe the Elgin Tower, you might see some radios up there. Some people call them satellites, but no worries, they're looking here locally. And basically, if we can see you, we can serve you. That's what I always tell people. So we work on a lot of, we work hand in hand actually with a lot of municipalities as well. I'd like to also give a shout out to the city of Elgin for working with us hand in hand to allow us some space on some very valuable locations to help serve the residences, and we also do help the city with a couple of their fire department, police station, some backup internet connections. So we try to help keep the community safe too. But yeah, we've been operating our fixed wireless network. We have been upgrading it, and we will transition to that with OpiQuad here shortly. But one of the biggest differentiators, I will say, when you look at OpiQuad and when you look at Fox Valley Internet, although we're delivering your internet signal over the air, wireless, the latency, and I'm going to break it down for everybody here so that we don't get too techie, right? No one wants to get too techie at 9 a.m. Latency is just generally the response time when you put a command into whatever you're doing. First-person video game, clicking your mouse on a website, etc. And because we are dedicated to just serving our internet customers, and we have fiber, we'll define that too, directly feeding our network, the latency is on par with fiber. And I'll kind of, go into how that's a little maybe different than what you guys see on TV every weekend with the mobile carriers kind of coming out with a solution as well for home internet. Again, not knocking the product or anything. There are just some differences that I think should be, discussed. So, but yeah, so, that's kind of a high level of Fox Valley Internet. And then about a year and a half ago, we did do a merger with a business called OpiQuad. And I'd love to go into how that has just expanded our portfolio so much. So I can go to a small business, right? And I'll talk through this use case. They have 5 employees. We're saving them 20 grand over 3 years. They're not losing any services. They're just not paying extra for what they're really getting. And it's some of these small businesses I will allude to in a little bit where maybe you don't have an IT expert, and that's okay. There's not everybody that does everything in this world. So having a local partner headquartered here in Elgin could only serve somebody as a soundboard. Hey, let's just look at what you're doing today. We give advice for free. There is no consultation quote in my database. We just like to make sure people know what they're getting. And if there are any gaps, we'll highlight that and we'll break it down for them to know what is exposed. Maybe a data loss. Maybe you're not backing up your data anywhere and it's just sitting in a closet that has dust accumulating on it. These are real stories, by the way, people. And, it might be $30 a month and you can now, back up a terabyte of data, right? That you're not doing today as maybe a small business. So OpiQuad has basically helped us not only deliver a better internet product, and I truly mean that because all of our internet packages are higher megabits per second now than when they were pre-merger. But it also then just allows us to approach a business and try and get all of their IT and the telco and internet on one invoice. Then they have one point of contact to talk to. We can then layer in, great savings, and that's where you get $20K in savings from 5 workers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So James, let's back up a little bit. You bought Fox Valley Internet when?
So my father and I made the purchase in 2022.
2022.
Yeah, July.
Gosh.
Time flies, I know,
Yeah.
Carol. And
COVID experience.
Yeah, right. So and it was a tail into COVID, and what I will say about COVID, we're still here today, right? And what does that mean? That means we facilitated a lot of work from home, right? Like so many people changed overnight the way they approach their work, and that meant either us as a new primary, us as a backup because we have a low product cost, $30 a month. So whether it's a small business, a resident, a medium-sized business, we were there during COVID and we were helping folks stay connected as, we like to call ourselves essential workers, right? Helping people stay connected. So 2022 was that merger. My father has background in fixed wireless. He owned a business in Chicago called Business Only Broadband, and they actually sold an internet link to Fox Valley Internet over in Hoffman Estates. Yeah. So there was a relationship between the owners through this change, and that's why on the customer side, the continuity was there because there are some trusted operators. I mean, I'm an accountant finance by nature, but
So you're not a techie guy, huh?
yeah, but I'm not, right?
But you are now.
Yeah, or I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to break it down for folks to understand,
Sure.
what is it that we're buying, So, and then fast forward, we did the merger with OpiQuad in January of 2024. And then from there, we moved, we did a lot of back office work because we had to move all of our systems of how we're storing our customer data and things. And good news, we're storing them on our products. So that's why when we go to market, I can guarantee large savings for anybody. And we actually do work with a ton of nonprofits. I have a list of churches that spans, an entire page because they're going to get a consistent service. If they have a problem, they're going to get one phone call and get connected to a person who is local here and is going to be a champion for them to get them, whatever it is. And a lot of times it's Wi-Fi with churches because they have long, weird shaped, L-shaped, kind of things. And they're just trying to get Wi-Fi all around. Maybe they want cameras all around. So even if we're not an internet supplier, I always tell people there are so many more things we can now do for folks that we couldn't do in the past, and it's all thanks to this, merger with OpiQuad, which I can't stress enough. We kept the same team members before and after this transition, and our CEO does sit here locally in St. Charles. So all the way up to the top, we are local and invested in our community.
That's really tremendous. Yeah. And you are, as you said, which is really interesting, you are reaching out not only to businesses, but residential as well. So a lot of us are working from home, and we all have that brand name internet provider when we have an option here to have a local provider.
Yeah,
right?
That's a great point. And, so there's two different large providers out there that I kind of alluded to earlier. One's going to be your fiber provider. Fiber, glass, it's internet through the glass under the ground, and it comes into your home. So if you have that option, great, but it could be very expensive. And those companies, with their private jets and whatnot, they like to raise their price on people. I just got my $5 raise from AT&T 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
I'm sure a lot of people in the community did too. And we know where the AT&T service is out in our network. And believe it or not, we got some calls. Hey, what are you guys doing? Not what are we doing raising price? What can we do for people, right?
As alternatives, we can come to you. So what is the phone number? How do we get in touch with you, James, at
great.
OpiQuad?
Yeah, so we, and I take live phone calls every day. So if you want to talk to me in person, I'm 847-742-4623. Again, that's 847-742-4623. Option 1, sales, but we also have a billing and support line that'd be more than happy to help you. And again, these are real people living locally here you'll get to talk to. And when I do an internet, discovery with somebody, we pull a heat map up, we look at your property, we see what our network can do. So we have a baseline, we send our installer out there. We've worked with this gentleman, Santiago, for 20 years. I mean, that's the kind of care we take to our people. So clearly we care about our customers equally. And we do have some 20-year customers. I talked to one yesterday in Poplar Grove. Fun little story there. Two neighbors talking. Again, one on Comcast, one on Fox Valley. We're 0.4 miles away on a water tower. And we get that gentleman turned up. And then he goes back to the neighbor and our installer out there is like, hey, you have some outdated technology, customer that you recommended somebody. We get on the phone, 20-minute discussion, great back and forth about how we can. And so here's where it came to. You talk to me and we'll learn how to do TV smarter. Like I asked this person, how are you doing TV? Comcast TV, $140. Hey, upgrade your internet. Now get Hulu or get YouTube TV. Now your price point's $80. You just got free internet by substituting the same product, but you're doing it a smarter deployment method, right? So, everything's going to the cloud. That means it's cheaper to deploy to the mass audiences. And, having a good internet supplier is the only bridge you need to get on Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, HBO. So.
And Matt, how about you? What do you do at your house?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm the techie guy at my home.
You are?
Yes.
And I'm sure everyone appreciates that
they sure do. Yes. So I'm always willing to help out, this app isn't working. Well, you just got to turn off the background app refresher, scroll out of it for a sec and, maybe power down your phone for a little bit. I guess that's recommended to do about once a week or so to power down your phone and restart it.
Denise, do you power down your phone every week or so?
Only when my apps quit working.
Exactly. And Denise has a whole IT department with wonderfully tech-savvy people at the library. I mean, think about that, the library and
Yeah.
all the services you're providing. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we do. If people have problems with the device, come in for device advice. We offer it.
Device advice.
I'm going to steal that.
There you
'cause
go, James.
they just show up to our office at times, hey, what is this thing doing? And we get them straightened out. I like that. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, we have a librarian, Phil Schneider, who helps so many people with the purchase of a new tablet or a new phone, and breaks it down. Like, so many people don't use like 90% of what's on their apparatus, but the part they need, the part they need, and he helps break it down for them so they can use their devices. So it's an invaluable service.
Oh, that's perfect. It really is interesting to see that. So, James, you really have taken on from what has been a background of accounting
and finance,
and now becoming a tech guy and enjoying that role.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, the value you get when you talk to somebody on the phone, and I'll just give a little example. Maybe we served a customer and the technology was a little dated relative to using devices today. And I'll just give an example. We used to have a product, 6 megabits per second. What does that mean? Well, it meant you used to be able to watch Netflix and HBO and any of that until you got a 4K TV. 4K TVs mean more pixels, which means more data, which means more internet needed. Now you need 15 megabits, not all the way from 6 to 15.
And when we're at that store picking out that brand new glossy television, we don't think about that, do we?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's subtle changes that might then now triple your internet on that device, right? So, we talk to this person. We're always investing in our network. And again, maybe in Burlington, for example, our dear beloved neighbors out there, we put up a brand new deployment on a brand new cell tower that's way higher than any of our other points of view, which means we can reach further. And in this case, there might have been some trees in the way. Even though we were serving this customer from the Burlington water tower, we couldn't see him enough because of trees in that last quarter mile, call it. Well, now because we came from a higher deployment, we got that guy from 6 megabits all the way up to 100. We only charged him $7 more a month. Believe it or not, we do not hold people by the, coattails as, people used to say, oh, Fox Valley Internet or Obiquat, we're the only people on the block. Well, we know we're not, but we also never really operated that way. We don't raise prices on people ever. You can fact check anybody in the network. So there's quality things like that a lot of people really enjoy, while doing business with us. And again, it's listening and it's delivering what we hear they need.
Oh, that's really interesting. Well, we're going to take a break and come back and talk more about Obiquat and Gale Borden Public Library and then our Image Awards tonight.
All right, stay tuned for more. We'll be back after these messages.
Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Sky Rizzi. An Aurora man is in custody after Oswego police say he stole a cash register from a Jewel Osco, broke it open in the grocery store parking lot, then fled with the cash last week. Antonio Alexander of the 2300 block of Georgetown Circle is facing charges of burglary and misdemeanor theft, resisting a peace officer and obstructing a peace officer following the incident at the grocery store at 2540 Route 30. He was booked into the Kendall County Jail to await a hearing. A Glen Ellen woman, Irina Bogoslavska, faces federal wire fraud charges for allegedly defrauding a retail company of over $900,000 through online return schemes between October 2023 and October 2024. Prosecutors say she used aliases, fake SKUs, multiple credit cards, and different addresses to return items, sometimes repeatedly or claiming they were lost in the mail to obtain refunds. Authorities also allege she exploited gift cards to purchase and return items for additional refunds. A search of her home uncovered hundreds of items, thousands in checks and cash, and more than 600 gift cards linked to the scheme. The U.S. Department of Agriculture announced that federal food Food aid through the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program will stop on November 1st if the ongoing government shutdown continues. The Trump administration has declined to use $5 billion in contingency funds to extend benefits. Republicans and Democrats continue to clash over health care and funding negotiations. Aurora police are seeking the public's help to find a missing 14-year-old. Anderson Quesada Barandica voluntarily left his home late Saturday night in the 200 block of West Downer Place, according to police, who said he has not been in contact with his family since. He's 5'5" and weighs about 150 pounds, according to police. He has black wavy hair and brown eyes and was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and jeans. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to contact police at 630-256-5500 or email tips@aurora.il.us. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, partly sunny with a high near 59, temperatures falling to around 57 in the afternoon. This afternoon, partly sunny with temperatures around 57. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 44. Looking ahead to tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 55. Currently, it is 48 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
And welcome back, folks, to the Elgin Chamber Chat here on the WRMN's 9 o'clock hour. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today on the 4th Tuesday of every month. You can join us here on WRMN for the Elgin Area Chamber Chat with Carol Gieske and so many wonderful guests in the community of Elgin that help out the community and have so many wonderful things to offer as well. So thank you again.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. It is just a pleasure to talk with small businesses and organizations that are active in the community, and so much fun to talk and let our listeners know what's happening. So again, my thanks to James Hampton with OpiQuad, formerly Fox Valley Internet, and Denise Rowley with the Gale Borden Public Library. And Denise, we have a big event tonight we're very excited about. It's time for the Elgin Image Awards, and you are co-chair of that Enhancing Elgin Committee that works out of our so our Elgin Area Chamber has a division called the Elgin Development Group. As part of the Elgin Development Group, we have a group called Enhancing Elgin. One of the responsibilities with our contract with the city of Elgin is to look at the image of the city, and you are our co-chair of that committee. And Elgin Image Awards came about how?
I believe it was happening, and there was a commission or committee.
Right?
And
within the city of Elgin.
Within the city of Elgin, and then there wasn't, and I don't know what happened there. However, the mission of Enhancing Elgin is exactly, I love the name of it because it says what we want to do. We want to enhance Elgin's image. So I think we were asked, would we take that over? And I think thanks to our team, and we have a lot of folks in the city who
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to correct you. No, we just took it over.
Is that how that went?
Yeah, it went away for a few years, well before COVID. The commission went away, and as we came back from COVID with our volunteer committee representing many organizations in the community, we looked at each other and said, we can't let this go. There's a long history of recognizing individuals, organizations, companies in the community, and it's too valuable to let go.
Right.
And so as a result, in 2022, then we resurrected the Elgin Image Awards.
And again, it fits right in to what we do, which is to just highlight and make sure everyone knows what a difference so many of these projects and these people are doing to the future of this community. And so it's a really, really cool project. And we think of, we have judges from every organization. We had many, 29, 30 nominations. Again, do that. Think of it, this comes annually. The people we're going to recognize tonight, what you will see when I'm reading some of the brochures and the highlights of the nominations is what a difference these people make to the future. Like some of these people impact thousands of lives into the future. And again, all this positive energy that these people have bestowed on this community is really fantastic. And take the time to nominate someone, and it just gets better and better. And it's also, you should be honored that you were nominated as well if someone thought to do that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And nominations are open in September. Early September. There's usually about a 6-week process. We've really simplified the entire process. So when you think of a nomination form, you think, oh my gosh, how many hours is this going to take? And it's not that way at all. It's a few minutes of your time talking about who and what and where and when, and that form goes in. Then, as Denise said, we have judges who ultimately will pick the individuals and the companies that we're going to recognize. So tonight is our event. We're at the City of Elgin Center, the Center Ballroom. We appreciate that room being made available to us. We're expecting about 140 people to come this evening. And we have networking from 4:30 to 5. And if you don't have anything going on tonight, please come down and join us. It's an open opportunity to see what's happening in the community and meet some people who are going to be recognized for their commitment to the community. So,
let me add. Live streaming. You can
thank
also
you.
watch it. Again, the whole idea of this is, of course, to recognize people who have this great impact in its projects, but also for other people to recognize we want to spread the word to everyone, whether you live in Elgin, whether you don't live in Elgin. Cool stuff is happening. Come and join in.
It is exciting.
And so you can, from the comfort of your couch, you can watch this tonight.
Exactly,
Via
much like
their
what Matt
internet.
is doing. You know, I look at this. Matt is doing Facebook Live for us today. He's so good about pulling up things. He just pulled up the Enhancing Elgin event tonight. I'm sorry, the Image Awards event tonight. I do want to offer my thanks though to our committee that works hard on this event each year. So Denise, of course, is a co-chair with Carla Jimenez from Elgin Community College, Chris Lee Murphy with our Elgin Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. We have Liz Marston from Elgin History Museum, Jen Focala from DNA, and from School District U46, Christine Rogowski from the City of Elgin, Jeff Knox. So just a lot of people have their fingers in this event to share. So a little bit about those folks who are receiving awards this evening. So we have an award called Creating a Difference Group, and that is for an organization business that has helped significantly improve the image of Elgin, and that is going out to the Gale Borden Public Library Life Enrichment Team. So it's a team of your staff members who are making a difference in the lives of many people in the community.
It started here, and it's Glenna Godowski who heads that up for us. But there are, as the population ages, and as people we know, it's people we're related to, they go out and serve these folks, and adding a layer of enjoyment in their lives and an engagement that they may not already get in their whatever their current circumstances are. But it is really, it's connecting them with each other and with the people that visit. So what a great project, and so proud of the library for that project.
It really is wonderful. Then we have an award called Excellence in DEI, or Building Equity. There are 2 recipients of that award this year. The first one is Open Door Health Center of Illinois. And if you don't know Open Door, they have been around for decades. Decades and decades, providing services to individuals with sexually transmitted diseases. And they are not only here in Elgin, but they're in the entire Fox River Valley. They're providing services that are critical to a large community. And we're so excited to be able to recognize them for what they've been able to do and continue to do to providing services for those individuals in that area. And then Mark Thayer and the Elgin Symphony Orchestra will also be receiving recognition tonight. Mark and the ESO have really made a difference in reaching out into the Hispanic community, recognizing the value of trying to bring in folks who generally don't take advantage of symphony orchestras. And so the committee recognized and judges recognized that they have just made great strides in
broadening their reach
Mhm.
and touching people that may not have known what a symphony does. But again, what a symphony does has broadened too.
Yes.
So what a great broadening that he has led there. Yeah.
So it is really wonderful. Then game changer projects are those projects that have positively influenced Elgin's image, showcasing innovation, creativity, and positive change. We have a couple of winners there. Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society at Elgin Community College. When I was there 100 years ago, I was part of PTK, and they continue to provide incredible services to the students at Elgin Community College, including a life game. So when you come on to become a student at Elgin Community College, you play this game of life to make sure you know where you're heading and what you're doing. And that with loans that are available to college students, that you take out just what you need, which at one point in time when Dr. Sam came to town was alarmed. It was an average of $16,000 per student that they were taking out for all sorts of reasons. And that certainly was a focus of his, and that has changed dramatically with the students. And then we're also, of course, recognizing Habitat for Humanity. Barb Beckman and her team had the Art Sculpture Trail in the greater Elgin area, Fox River Valley. So they had a new event this year that brought in a lot of creative artists for sorts of unique sculptures in our area. And I think there were over 30 of those that were throughout the area. Brought people in
from other communities to really get wowed by this community. So that really wonderful.
Right. And then we have some professional rock stars. These are individuals who have significantly improved Elgin's image through their professional achievements. And 2 individuals there, Bill Angelo, who's the baseball coach at Elgin Community College. So if you ever were or had a family member involved with baseball at the college, you certainly knew Bill and his impact on his students that he has had over his many years. He's had, I think, over 20 all-stars that have gone on in their careers, and some of them come back to become assistant coaches with him during the baseball season. So he's had a dramatic impact on his students. And then Dr. Suzanne Johnson, who's superintendent of School District U46.
And see that the picture that we're going to have in the brochure is her running.
Oh, that's right.
And El
Yeah.
Trote. I
Yeah.
was surprised. I turned around and said, "Oh, Suzanne came to many of our meetings too." I can't tell you how supportive she was of the race because it's with her foundation and our foundation. But to have her show up to run the race, I didn't ask her, Suzanne. You'll have to let me know what was your time.
Oh,
Oh, secret.
But again, for students who are running, to see her out running,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of senior staff, and their principal, one of the age groups.
Oh,
So
excellent.
to see their being healthy, demonstrating, and also supporting a culture,
Yep.
that we really, when you think of how diverse Elgin is and how much we can swap cultures and enjoy each other's their experiences, it's really, really cool. But to see her that morning was really wonderful.
She's making quite an impact with the school district. She sits on my board of directors, and they've just completed their strategic plan and are moving forward with implementation of that plan. And she really is modeling where this the youth need to go in our community and paying attention. Not our community, our school community. The 7,000 employees and 32,000 children in the school district and U46 throughout the area. So
Yeah, and check out Johnson on the Job.
Oh, Johnson on the Job, that's
That is
fun.
a cute series, but it also is supporting her staff. She goes and does a job with it could be I've seen her do.
Cafeteria work?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And she'll go out and she was doing a gym or outside by a track.
Yeah.
She does tons of the work, and again, it's a brilliant campaign, but it also gets her out. People she meets, and she gets to try out different people's jobs.
Yeah.
And boy, she's very talented to be able to do all those things.
Yeah, so we're honored to be able to recognize her tonight. Then we have a volunteer extraordinaire category, which is an exceptional individuals whose volunteer efforts have had a profound impact on Elgin's image. And so we're recognizing a couple of people, Michael McKay, who is an Edward Jones Investments here in the community, a former board member, board chair of our Chamber of Commerce, and has been a volunteer his entire career in our Elgin area, working with many different organizations as a volunteer, as a donor to them while building his career and his family here in Elgin. So excited that we're able to recognize Michael and his 25 years of volunteering in the community. And then, of course, Karen Fox, who's a community leader, governing board member of Alignment Collaborative for Education right now, but a plethora of volunteer jobs that she's had over the years, and certainly with you
Oh
at
gosh,
the library.
she's the president of our foundation right now. What a wonderful job she's done on that. But like the first thing I ever do when we take on a community project is I call Karen. Because she has such experience, such empathy, such connections too.
Mhm.
So if she knows lots of folks, but caring, compassionate. So it is. She's just fun to work with. But what a difference she's made when you think of she was on the leadership team for the census. She helped us. She was part of the leadership team on the pandemic team. So that's just recently. But like sesquicentennial, say that word for me.
Sesquicentennial.
Okay,
Oh,
that was.
man.
Yep. But
She shared that.
Can you
Yeah,
use it in a
exactly.
sentence, please?
There you go.
but her
Yeah.
and Sheree Murphy co-chaired that.
Yep,
And
and that
yeah.
it was quite a period of time ago, and she really has just been involved in many different aspects, not for profits, with the Community Crisis Center, a former short-term member with their staff, but became a long-term volunteer. And she and Dan have run the auction at the Crisis Center for
30, I think.
yeah,
Wow.
30 years plus. So yeah, and the same with Dan. Dan's our key volunteer, one of our key volunteers with Elgin Area Leadership Academy. So we are incredibly appreciative of Dan Fox as well as Karen receiving that recognition tonight. So again, tonight 4:30 to 6 o'clock at the center in Elgin, recognizing some people and organizations and businesses who continue to give to this community and have had an impact. So we appreciate that, and the team that volunteers and Denise's leadership and all of that as well, because it's important that we're able to do that. So lots going on. The community continues to grow. We exciting news with our Elgin Development Group and some businesses that are looking at Elgin that are non-traditional businesses here in the community. So we look forward to going down that trek and hopefully bringing some of those businesses in, working with lots of small businesses, people walking in and have an idea that, they want to start like your business, James, that you want to start an idea or start a business, and maybe I'm doing this, but I want to go this way. And so we have that opportunity to do some consulting and then refer them, of course, to the Small Business Development Center at Elgin Community College, to our friends over at SCORE, to make sure that businesses succeed, because that's very important when people are investing their entire lives, James, like you are with your business. I mean, it's not when you walk away, when you own your own business, it's not 8 to 5, right?
No, it's sure not. You're many nights of staying up in bed a little bit, thinking about either something for today or something for tomorrow. But yeah, it's a different approach to work, and I'll take a pause real quick too, and just kind of carry on with some of these leaders in the community. It's just great to see that they're being recognized. I mean, again, in my life, if I flip through, there was a coach mentioned through this. Coaches are invaluable resources to every walk of life. And so, and then especially want to highlight the Alignment Collaborative Program. I think Nancy was out here last month, and Nancy is an amazing individual as well. And OPIQuad has really valued the Alignment Collaborative and how they approach getting kids lined out, because, a lot of these, IT professions, they need a little bit of schooling, but you really need credentials. You need hard skills. And these are connecting students with programs and pathways. And I can tell you, we have an intern right now, for example, from ECC. They do a great program. They pay the kid's wage for 6 weeks. He gets a real world experience. We have an option to hire if we want. So all these facilitating leaders are amazing. And OPIQuad is definitely ingrained in the community as well, making sure that the next wave of kids have an idea of what this world is progressing to, as we kind of talked about in the break. So,
well, and James, it's really important because as we were at the Now Center last month this month with 2,400 eighth graders. Your father was there at the table, and the kids coming up there. These kids don't know. I don't know, Matt, did you know in 8th grade what you were going to do?
No.
Yeah. So it really opens up an opportunity for them to think about, what might I do? And it's very attractive when your dad talks to them and said, listen, we'll work you through it. We'll walk you through this. This is what you might need as a background, but let's figure out what you might want to do when you get with us and become a techie, because that's like a sexy job for kids, right? They all
sure
like
is.
that.
Yeah, everyone likes to say they're in IT and data center space these days, right? And data is important, and data privacy is important. A little segue. I mean, when we handle our clients' data, small businesses, residential, there is no algorithm to sell data. There's no traffic monitoring, and it's secure here locally. We work out of a data center in West Chicago. So I tell most businesses, your data doesn't even leave the county, let alone go into all the nooks and crannies of the universe. So yeah, it is a great profession. It's rewarding, and there are growth in the sector, through a 10-year, if you guys do the research on the IT world, of course, it's going to grow as that's where everything is progressing,
So there's what we hear sometimes in the media are challenges with IT. Like there was one last week, or was it this week or last week?
Yeah, AWS.
Okay, I didn't want to name any, but I mean, that really had an impact that we saw across the country.
Yeah,
And
people weren't able to get to their data, or they were having operational failures, and that is why you need a resiliency within your organization, and that's why you need to know, obviously, who is impacted by what. And believe it or not every organization has an expert, and that's okay. As I said earlier, we're happy to knock on the door, say, how are you doing today, introduce ourselves, and ask if you want to just simply talk about your current situation. And again, I'll highlight, we walked through a business locally, and our footprint, by the way, everybody, it does go all the way up to like Capron, which is almost Wisconsin. For the north side, it goes all the way down to Maple Park, goes all the way over to St. Charles, and then it goes up to Hoffman Estates. So a very big, 600 square mile square there, if you will. And that's the wireless footprint. And so, we can help, though, a lot with cloud services, and I'll just define that real quick, one-liner: storing and accessing your data over the computer instead of physically located, in your office. And when you're able to get to the cloud, that's that big push we've all been talking about. And from when you get to the cloud, then you have either resilience in your network, or you have cut your operational costs because you're not having to upgrade any of your hardware ever again in your IT closet that has a mountain of dust on it. And again, these are real stories. I've seen way too much dust on on IT, closets, and that's an operational heartbeat of any business. So
Absolutely.
if you guys want any kind of advice or walkthroughs, how to get a hold of us, we're also opiquad.com, OPIQUAD.com. Contact button on there for businesses or individuals. Be more than happy to discuss. And you can still, of course, go to foxvalley.net and also put a request in, and we get those in an inbox and we reach out. So again, high level, we're all about defining the undefinable. We're all about trying to break it down for folks so they have a good understanding of their operations, as a small business.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up here, and I just want to mention a number of new organizations that have become affiliated with our Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Epic Air Trampoline Park. Hey, we all know them down in South Elgin. We all grew up bouncing. Even Matt's going. Yep. So new owners down there, welcome to the Patel family. We look forward to working with them. Amada Senior Care here in Elgin. Imperial Surveillance is moving from Arlington Heights into Elgin, so we welcome them as a new member. Loving Hearts Home Care Agency, healthcare for seniors and family members. Nesbitt Auto Repair, been around Elgin for a long time. Glad to welcome Jimmy and his team. Raising Paddles, Steve Thorin, the auction company, Raising Paddles, and the Raglan Scholarship. Of course, most of us remember Ron Raglan, and his family has started the scholarship program available to folks. So thanks to all of them for becoming members with us, and also thanks to a couple of organizations that have been with us a very long time. Easter Seals, DuPage and Fox Valley, and School District U46, as well as Alexander's Cafe, CV Rapid Tech, which is a Middleby company, and Modern Business Computing. So we really appreciate the support of the companies that we have affiliated with our chamber. Again, thanks today to James Hampton with OpiQuad, Fox Valley Internet, and Denise Raleigh with Gale Borden Public Library. This hour just has gone by so quickly. We appreciate all the information. Thanks to our listeners. And of course, Matt, always thanks to you for your support and helping us with the tech side of all of this.
Yes, I enjoy it.
Good. All right. Thank you. And we look forward to speaking with you next month.
All right, folks, this does wrap it up here. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back with more coming up, the 10 o'clock news. For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way, with programs designed to enhance